How's it going, guys? As a new crossbow hunter, I learned a couple things in the last year and a half, and I'm here to share them with you. I put a couple other videos up about this. Feel free to look at them. I cover everything from reviews in the crossbow I bought to accessories, things you may need, and a couple other things too. So this video is to explain to you about bolts. To start with, what is a bolt? Bolt is what it's basically when you have a normal bow, it's called an arrow. When you have a crossbow, it's called a bolt. Okay, that's what we're going to shoot out of a crossbow here. So basically, when you go to the store, you can buy a 3-pack or a 6-pack. Always buy the 6-pack when you're starting out. You always want to have the same arrow sets, and the reason why is, if you take a look, your quiver holds 1, 2, 3 bolts. Okay, and those bolts you're shooting at prey, you don't want to really ever shoot those in practice, because if you do, you could bend them, little imperfections could happen, and will make it so they won't fly as true as they should. So what you do is, out of your 6-pack, you immediately take 3, put them aside just for shooting. You can even mark them if you want. And your other 3, they're going to be for your target practice, okay? And you're going to put what they call target tips on there. Now, all a target tip is it just looks like this little bullet point with a threaded back on it, and it just screws in to the front of your crossbow, and you tighten it down all the way. Okay, and you have your target tip you use to shoot just your normal filled plastic target. Okay, you'll see foam targets out there, and what the foam targets are for is for what they call shooting a broadhead. Okay. A broadhead is your target tip. That's what you're going to be using in the field. Okay. When you are shooting a broadhead like this, you know, first you're going to sight in with your normal target tip to get in the area to where you want to be, and this is going to fly a little bit more different than your target tip, even though they may have the same weight. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to load this and shoot it at a foam target, okay? There's a difference between a normal crossbow target and then a broadhead target. So that's with this type. Now, if you have a mechanical tip like this, okay, this is a 120 grain mechanical tip, broadhead. So what you could do is you could buy one of these 120 grain target tips, shoot it, and because of the aerodynamics, these are so similar, you won't have to shoot this at a broadhead target. You could just target it with this, and then you'll be dead on when you shoot this. So that's one of the benefits I learned about a mechanical versus a traditional broadhead. And another thing is, when these fly through the air, there's little imperfections in the steel and little bends, and it'll make it do what they call planing, which means it might deviate from where you want it to be. For that reason, I found these mechanical broadheads to be the best. This year I had 2 misses deer, and I was shooting this style broadhead, and then I had 1 successful, which was my third time with a deer this year, and it was with this mechanical. So I would definitely recommend the mechanical, but that's just my experience. You guys are more than welcome to experiment and figure out what you like. So when you're talking about your bolts and the construction, there's 2 different types. For the longest, aluminum was the best material. It was the lightest and strongest, but now, I'm sure as you could guess, it's been replaced by something better called carbon fiber. That's what you really want to go with. For the first part of the season, I bought these Blood Sport Hunters from Dick's Sporting Goods, and then I actually switched out this year because I was having some accuracy issues, and I needed to get another set. I wanted to try something different too. I got these Carbon Express Mayhem ones from the local Cabela's by me, and they fly great. I took a shot at 2 deer and missed with these, and I had these on their first shot, got my kill. So these worked out great. Now, the back of your bolt has a thing called a knock on there, okay? Different knocks, there's different types of knocks for different bows. This is what you call a half moon one, because as you can tell, there's like a crescent removed from it. When you buy arrows, most of them will come with knocks. Read the pack just to make sure. This is a standard knock on here, okay? every arrow that comes with it, they all come off. And when you pop them out, you could buy an aftermarket style knock, which I would highly recommend. And I talked about it in my other video. It's called a lit knock. Basically, it's the same half moon crescent, but there's a little button back there. And when the arrow's deployed, that button's going to be pushed, and there's a LED light back here which illuminates. So you could track your prey, see where your arrow is. If you miss it and you hit the ground, if the arrow's sticking out of the animal and the animal runs, you could trace where it went. It's something very beneficial. All you need is a 3-pack of these, and you just put, you put a lit knock in your 3 arrows. You keep in your quiver on your crossbow, and then for your regular target shooting, you just use the standard knocks that came with it. Another thing you want to have is just buy a cheap aluminum arrow or something, and keep it in your trunk. When you're hunting, you load this cheap arrow in at the end of the day, and just shoot it in the ground, because you have to discharge the tension that's back here on this bow. You can't just shoot it empty. If you do, you could destroy the bow. That's also true with a traditional archery bow, but you don't want to do that. So you always want to shoot it with something, and you just basically aim and boom, shoot down. With a crossbow, you never want to aim straight down and shoot like out of your ladder, stand at the ground, because the gravity will push this out, and it's the equivalent of shooting this without having a bolt in it. So either way, that was Arrows 101. I hope you enjoyed everything I covered here, and I hope you learned something from this. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it down below. Like always, I really appreciate you guys watching everything. I would really appreciate it if you also would like it, and please subscribe. You have a great day, and I'll see you guys out there.